No.
I turned the air conditioning on because at some point it was
Conditioning on.
It was 72. It was 72.
20 degrees outside.
You lower the heat. You don't put on the AC.
Certified free, 7 days a week. Wet ass pussy, make that pull out game weak.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Find a cross and fuck it.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to KMS Reloaded, episode 15, live from the Snell attic. Live from the Snell compound, I should say. I got my ghetto set up here. I'll take a picture of it and show you guys. It is terrible what I have set up. Awful lighting. I got fucking lamps to the left and to the right of me because the lighting in this room sucks. My high quality tape job for my flag. All right, so no surprise I'd have a ghetto rig, but let's do this. All right, so the show starts off today, and the guys start talking about the return of Chris Klemmer. And the first thing I will say is, I just don't buy it. I figure if Klemmer was coming back, that he would have mentioned it on Twitter. I think his silence means that he's going along with Kirk's little game that Kirk's playing right now. I'm expecting it to be Greg Polar, probably. But I also wouldn't be surprised if maybe we get an appearance from Mutt. That would be pretty cool. I don't know exactly what his situation is, his contract situation is right now. But who knows? Maybe we'll see Mutt. Maybe we'll see Greg. I don't know. I got to remember to talk into the fucking microphone. That's always a problem for me on the Kirk Minahan show. So right around the time that I'm filming this, the trivia performance, Kirk's latest trivia performance should be coming out. December 20th at 7 p.m. So I'll have to check that out after I film this. All right, so let's get into the recap now. Rico's mea culpa. One of the things that really bothered me about Rico in the beginning, when we first got introduced to him at KMS, was that he always came across as really fake. Like the whole mafioso tough guy thing, obviously it was a joke, but there was always a sense to him that it was real. And I know, obviously, I'm not the only one. I called it out on this show, and other callers called it out. And I don't like seeing myself while I'm talking. I don't like that. I know you guys don't like looking at me, but I don't like it. It's very distracting. But anyway, yeah, I know a lot of people, and it's no surprise to anyone. I know a lot of people that saw that coming, but I was just shocked at how openly fucking two-faced Rico Bosco was. The fact that he would come up with a lie, which obviously it was a lie because Kirk rightly pointed that out, that it was a lie that he got a contract offer from Odyssey. For him to pick that company of all companies to bullshit us about, I'm just curious as to why that company. Why wouldn't he say DraftKings? Is it because he knows that like Carabas works there and that everyone would know he was full of shit at DraftKings and they would rightly call him out on it? Maybe he picked Odyssey because he knew that Odyssey wouldn't say anything. Odyssey doesn't like talking about anything like that on the air, so maybe that's why. But I don't know. The dude's a pathological liar. You know, Mike had a decent defense for him where he said that basically you don't know exactly what he said to that dude's wife, so it's kind of hard to be super pissed at him. But at the end of the day, it really doesn't fucking matter what he said. I'm sure like Mike's probably people in his family, obviously. I mean, his mom was a very big character in the show for a long time. So I'm sure people have reached out and harassed his mother. I'm sure people might have harassed Albert and stuff like that. So I'm sure he knows what it's like. But at the same time, I can kind of use Mike's defense of Rico against him. At the same time, Mike, you don't know what he said. So it's kind of, you can take it both ways. But I don't really give a shit. Fuck Rico Bosco, honestly. I hated him, and then he kind of grew on me, but whatever, fuck him. I hate him again. Oh, well. Oh, yeah, so one of the things, I forget who brought it up on the show, but they talk about how it relates to the Marty Mush drama. And that's such a perfect point. You got guys like Big Cat who are literally about to move their fucking desks like out of the office because they were so fed up with just Marty Mush happening to, oh my God, he wants to stick his penis in another person. Oh my goodness. By the way, I don't know if I should even go here, but I think that there might be a little Marty Jr. or maybe a little tiny Rhea coming in the mix soon. I'm just saying. I don't know anything for sure. I'm not I don't have any inside info. I'm not an expert, but just from what my eyes tell me, you never know. There could be a bun in the oven. Fucking Kirk could be a godfather. Wouldn't that be crazy? Congratulations, Kirk, if that's true. So Dave Cullinane continues. I think it's almost every show now to find a way to take fucking passive-aggressive shots at Chris Castellani. As someone who continues to suffer from mental health issues, David, and continues to suffer from substance abuse issues, David, I find that appalling. I just want to say that right now. I find all the shit you say appalling. You are a bully, Dave Cullinane, a fucking bully. And that leads me to my next clip, which I probably don't even know how to pull up. Speaking of bullies, like Mr. Dave Cullinane. So the guys start talking about that Whitney. When Ryan Whitney was on the show the other day, it came out that he had a bully. He was a bully. And imagine, like, I think it was Mike or Kirk that said, imagine being a fucking 50-year-old guy, a 40-something-year-old guy going on a podcast and bitching about your bully from high school. But I just thought this was a really funny clip.
The other guy that he was doing it with was more annoying, and he's like just making fun of kids with acne because they talked about what it was, and I was like, "What? You're 40-year-old dude making fun of people."
Hold on, pepperoni
bigger
face.
bully.
I am 48 years old, and I will squeeze every one of those motherfuckers off that face of yours. And with the blood, I'll just roll around in it. You could honestly maybe blood transfusion. Probably give it to people with all this. He's probably got the back knee. He's got zit acne, asshole.
As
acne.
a recovered acne survivor, this is you're being.
This
very
guy carries
mean.
books around me. They're getting fucking dumped. Dumped to the fucking ground.
That's terrible. It's a terrible thing to do.
That's what I would say. You know what? While he's talking, can you hear it? Is he sitting? If he sits back, it's a chair like I do, Mike. If he was doing that, you probably didn't even know.
Mm-hmm.
I put the slap me thing on his back.
Oh my God, he's gonna be getting kicked all day.
No slap. I want to get slapped.
Specifically,
Yes,
okay.
yes, yeah. I was very, very specific about that. Go ahead.
Just making fun of kids with acne because they talked about what it was, and I was like, "What? You're 40-year-old dude making fun of people with acne. You fucking loser."
Yeah, he's even older. How much of a loser is he now?
Does he not get the satire involved in these?
So I remember.
What's that? Yeah, no shit. He's bullying. He called me a loser.
Yeah.
But I was listening.
A loser? Is that a shot at the trivia playoff stuff?
Oh, maybe.
You think people are feeding him that information and he's using that?
Like he feeds himself and eats those fucking, yodels by himself in his bedroom because he's never had a woman in his life, that nerd.
So I thought that was a really funny clip. That's one of the things I'm going to try and do a little bit more on this show. At least when I'm filming in my fucking dungeon here, try to play a little bit more clips so you guys don't have to see my ugly fucking mug. But yeah, I thought that was really funny. Just Kirk at his best. So after that, the guys start talking about Mutt leaving WEEI, and they play a few clips of Ken and Curtis just talking out their ass. They're so fucking full of shit. I'm sure anyone listening to this is probably, or watching this has probably been a listener back in the day on the radio like I have. And to hear Curtis say, quote, that he hates it, that he hasn't talked to Mutt in forever. And then we learn right after that from, essentially from Mutt's mouth himself, that he's full of shit, that they haven't had a relationship in forever. And like Kirk always says, I'm just parroting Kirk, but do you think he like has mental issues, Curtis, from considering himself kind of like a fraud. I wonder if he's the type of person like he goes home at night, you know, with either his wife or his intern or whatever. And I just wondered, does it eat him up inside? Because it seems like when he was on the show with Kirk, he was a fucking drunk. And now that he's a rat fuck snake, he's kind of like, that's who he is. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know the guy. I've never met the guy, but I just thought that was interesting, you know, for him to go on the radio, say that like Kirk, again, I always repeat myself, but I don't know if it was Kirk or Mike, but it's so bizarre that they never mention Kirk's fucking name. They'll mention Mutt, they'll mention Jerry, they'll mention that other drunk that was on in the morning. They'll mention Meter, they'll mention everyone, but they will not mention fucking Kirk's name. You know, and then Ken has the balls to say, "Oh yeah, Rich Keefe is going on. He's going to be doing the Red Sox pregame show. He is not, I repeat, not getting put out to pasture." So pretty much, yeah, he's getting put out to pasture. Anytime you got to say that, that's producer speak. That's backstabbing, douchebag producer speak. Ask Dave Cullinane 101. Yeah, just poor Kirk. Sometimes I wonder, man, when he listens to this shit, if he ever drives around and listens to it, now I know why he's a fucking nutbag, because that would drive me fucking nuts too. All these freaking people in your life that you have thought were your buddies, your partners, you know, your battle buddies, so to speak, all the shit he went through with Murchison and, you know, the shit he went through with Jerry, to see them, all these people just leave him in the dust. It's frustrating. I don't know if I'd want to jump in front of a train because of Chris Curtis, but to each his own, I guess. So then another potty mouth calls into the show, and it's a good thing Steve Robinson wasn't here because this guy wouldn't be getting on. His name is Hal Schwartz, and he joins the show and immediately, and I mean immediately, does what you do when you want to get on Kirk's good side.
Hello.
Kirk, thank you so much for having me on. This is a real thrill.
Well, as I said to you, as I messaged you, Hal, when something tragic happens, I think the right thing to do is correct the record. A horrible thing happened, and I give you credit. You're man enough to admit it, and now we can move on.
I totally fucked it up. I'm sorry.
And that's how you do it. I mean, if you want to apologize to Kirk, that's how you do it. I'm going to play this clip again, and if you watch at the beginning, it's really funny because when he says like how glad he is to be there, he's being serious. He's actually really glad to be there. But everyone on the fucking show is so dismissive. They all just laugh at him. It's just, it's one thing for like Kirk and Dave to laugh because it's their show, but it's just like Mike's giggling. He's like, "Yeah, this fucking show ain't. Yeah, what are you glad to be on this fucking show for?"
Hello.
Kirk, thank you so much for having me on. This is a real thrill.
Well, as I said to you, as I messaged you,
Mike is just so dismissive. It's a real thrill. He's, yeah, I'm on it every week, bitch. But one thing that interview, or whatever you want to call it, call in, I guess, or correction. One thing that correction really solidified for me is like Kirk's the biggest Bruce super fan that there is. I don't think you could find one bigger. He's tried to find one bigger, and like he's correcting, people with Bruce Springsteen podcasts. I mean, that other, I forget who it was, trivia guy that said that he was a Springsteen guy. That was embarrassing. But Bruce, I'm surprised that Bruce has never, ever, ever been in contact with Kirk Minahan. That is actually surprising to me. But Kirk is also crazy, so now we get to the calls. The calls have been excellent lately. Good job on the calls. The calls are pretty good today. I thought that this was a pretty good call. Let's see if I can boot this up. I don't know how they do this so fast.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening.
Are you guys aware of the sad news that was released on Twitter just at the end of the Patriots game?
What's that?
That Justin Trudell has passed away. If you look at his last few tweets, his family set up a GoFundMe because apparently died of AIDS and stage 9 cancer.
Let me see. Is that true?
I spoke to him just today, I think.
Well, sometimes at the end you have moments of clarity. Justin.
I feel like Mike, like for a split second, I feel like Mike thought it was serious.
That Justin Trudell has passed away. If you look at his last few tweets, his family set up a GoFundMe because apparently died of AIDS and stage 9 cancer.
Let me see. Is that true?
I spoke to him just today, I think.
Well, sometimes at the end you have moments of clarity. Justin.
Fucking
Hey guys, it's Justin's family here. The GoFundMe
Dave
for Justin
steps
will be
on
up
it.
in just a couple of minutes. Can't believe he left us after that game. Doctors say it was a mixture of AIDS/stage 9 cancer. Justin loved all of you.
Okay.
Fucking Dave.
Well, the descent into madness has hit.
There you go. I'm glad leaving the show, really. At this point, might as well just come in and clean the toilets.
So I thought that was pretty good. Good tweet by Justin. So then we learn through. No, let me backtrack. Was it on the? No, it was on Twitter. That's what it was. So Glenny Balls calls the show. And while I was listening to this episode, I was on Twitter and I noticed that Feidelberg was out on his trivia team. So I thought that was very interesting. I mean, a lot of the stuff he knows, I believe, is the weakness of the hole that Kirk's team has right now. So who knows? Maybe that's in the books and we just don't know about it yet. We'll see. But that was very interesting. Randy, his calls continue to be really funny, so keep calling in, Randy. Kathy's liver drowning was fucking great. That was a great call. And then probably I'm trying to think of a funnier bit in the past couple weeks that not even just a prank call, just like this is probably the hardest I've laughed on the show in a long time. And it was actually a call. I really enjoyed this call. So you're going to get a really long, I think it's like 2-minute clip because it's fucking hilarious.
Hi, I have a question for Dave.
Sure.
Dave, for your father
And I will say, I got to give Dave credit. What makes this funny is him playing along.
mother-in-law's Christmas present. Have you considered buying him a sex doll that's a replica of your dead mother-in-law?
That's to me not an unreasonable question.
No,
that
not
would be
at
an
all.
odd gift, I think.
But have you considered?
Have you considered that?
No question is unreasonable, but
Right.
that's a pretty outrageous question.
What would the
reception be?
The person in your life be if you
Do you think we still need this caller?
Yeah, it would maybe
Drop
maybe
Well, we're brainstorming.
No, I haven't dropped.
We're brainstorming.
Oh, no, you'll have your time.
Would it be a big issue in your home if you had purchased that in like you were like, oh, it's a surprise, and you opened it that day and it was that?
If your heart was in the right place.
Yeah. Would that be an issue?
I think it would generate a reaction.
Yeah,
for
well,
sure.
listen, that's good. But as we all know, Dave doesn't buy Christmas gifts for anyone, so
No,
I think we're
They're
all safe
safe.
for that. Yeah, I think we're all safe.
Well,
But it
I
should,
think,
there should be a
what a
follow.
legitimate. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. No,
Please do not apologize. Do not.
So you're very polite?
It was very nice of you to call, so please don't apologize.
That was a good question. I don't know.
Well, I think what a legitimate concern would be, at least if I bought it, say he opened it in front of the kids, he might
right.
open it up and they yell something like, "Yay, Grandma's alive!"
Oh, that would
See,
be upsetting.
yeah,
that would be
yeah.
tough. It'd be very tough for that.
Tell me I can do it. Oh, he did it. Thank you.
No. Here's the thing, caller. You know why your argument is flawed there?
Oh, fuck.
As if they would think Grandma was back.
No, not even that.
Oh, fuck.
It's not even that, which is true. But the kids are so young, Mike, they don't even remember anymore.
Right. That's, that's the sad.
It does stink. I know with my kids,
Very
it stinks.
upsetting,
It
yeah.
stinks. Dave's crying. He's
As am
emotional.
I.
about it.
Yes,
Yeah.
I got tears coming out.
It's sad. I think it's sad.
908 has been on hold for quite some time.
Maybe a follow up on this. I don't know.
The fact that you'd have him open it in front of the Grandma.
What's a gift? It's Christmas. That's a big size gift.
For the love of God, Mike.
It's just it's a fun image.
Would you transport it? How would you move? On the top of the car or something? That's a big. That wouldn't fit.
Well,
in the
I
car,
don't think it would
think.
come inflated, would it? I mean, I guess that's the best way to present it as a gift.
Oh, I didn't think of that. That's true.
Yeah.
Just picture Dave like, you guys aren't going to believe this.
No. Don't you think he misses her?
he just doesn't tell anybody. He's convinced it's going to work.
Oh man, that killed me. Probably heard me snorting through the clip. But yeah, that was a really good call. Please don't stop doing that. That is a great. The dead mother-in-law calls are fucking great. Sorry, Dave, but they are. They're really good. So don't stop those, please. All right, so we're almost done here. Apologize for this short, shitty show, but they will get better. I promise. Just bear with me here. So we learn from Mutt that not only does he, not from Mutt, I guess you could say, we learn through Kirk that essentially not only has Mutt not really talked to Curtis, it seems like, I don't know if he's talked to Ken at all, but definitely not Curtis, but fucking Jerry never reached out to him, which I'm really shocked that Kirk thinks that's like okay. But that is such a fucking dick move. Do you think that there's something to do with I'm not saying jealousy, but a bitterness maybe? The fact that Jerry wanted that radio job for so long. He would fucking quit podcasting and go back to EEI in a second. Everyone knows it. Was it over the fact that he was that bitter about the fact that Mutt was still at EEI and he wasn't, regardless of what shift it was or what show it was on or whatever? I don't know. I'm shocked. As good of friends as Kirk is with Mutt, that he wouldn't think that was fucked up. But he knows the situation better than all of us. But yeah, I mean, fucking Jerry's a scumbag. Like, no bullshit. Those power rankings, right? All those power rankings that came out. If you were really legitimately going to make a list of the best performances on the Kirk Minahan show, Jerry Callahan, not based upon his previous performances with Kirk, but based upon what he's done on the Jerry Callahan, on the Kirk Minahan show, he would be probably the worst or the last person on that list. His performances have been terrible, especially his last one when his fucking his big old man balls were bulging out. I don't know if you guys remember that. I should have got those clips ready, but I fucked up. But yeah, Jerry's just become the worst. I mean, that's a guy that pretty much was one of the first people, him and Ordway, one of the first people I listened to in sports radio. They made me fall in love with it. And to see him become a piece of shit, I mean, he's just floating around like the Newsmax thing. And that's fine if that's his political point of view. But I don't know. There's just nothing of value to gain from Jerry Callahan anymore, from listening to Jerry Callahan anymore, from consuming Jerry Callahan anymore, much like this program. So we close out the show by Dave shitting on a TikTok star, calling him an asshole, but yet an asshole isn't an insult. I wonder if you walked up to his kids or his wife and called her an asshole, if he would think that was an insult. I'm sure I would, but to each his own. We've seen how he talks about his children on the program, so don't worry, Dave. I still love you. But yeah, the guys are right. They do have a point in this clown not tagging the show properly and not tweeting out the show properly. But at the end of the day, Kirk said it right. I mean, if the goal is to get awareness to this girl's case, then what better way than to have some young TikTok star with a couple million followers. What better way to do that? So I get what they're saying. They want to be properly credited, but you can't really get mad at the kid. You can't really call him an asshole. You can't really call him a plagiarizing. I think he started calling a plagiarizing piece of shit. I think, at least a plagiarizer. I can't remember if he called him a piece of shit or not. But anyway, I digress. So we learned right after that Big Cat will be coming in on Wednesday, tomorrow, after the show airs, for a big announcement. And I don't know what that is. I have no idea. But I hope it's not some stupid coffee line, that's for sure. So this is the end of the awful KMS Reloaded episode 15. I am thankful if anyone's made it this far. This has been a terrible episode, but this is the one you're going to get. And I'm not editing it, so oh well. So if anyone wants to click off now, sign off. I want to talk about something else I'm going to be doing on the Kirk Minahan Network. All right. So if anyone's still interested, I'm going to be doing a recap of a HBO show that is going to be coming out January 15th. The name of the show is called The Last of Us. So I will be doing a recap show on this YouTube channel. So here's the trailer.
If you don't think there's hope for the world, why bother going on?
You haven't seen the world, so you don't know. Keep going for family.
I'm not family.
No. You're cargo.
Why are you so important? Somewhere out west, they're working on a cure. I think what really impressed them was the fact that I didn't turn into a monster.
If she so much as twitches, don't.
Okay.
If I'm taking you with me, do what I say when I say it. You got any advice on the best way west?
Yeah, go east. You've come this far, then you know what's out there.
You're not gonna scare us. Scared him?
You have a greater purpose than any of us could have ever imagined.
Be careful who you put your faith in.
You might not be her father, but you were someone's.
You trust me?
All right. So could be good, could be shitty. I know it looks kind of corny in some spots, but I'm really excited for the show. I think it could be a big hit for HBO. So the plan is, I think it's Sunday at 9:00, I believe it comes out January 15th. The plan is I'm gonna do like an instant recap that'll be extremely short on YouTube right after the episode airs on HBO. And then the following day, the day after that, I'll do like a full-fledged long form review. So if anyone's interested in that, stay tuned for that in January. So based upon the schedule for the rest of the week, it looks like Wednesday, I believe, and Thursday. Depending on what time the shows drop, I may just recap the next two shows together. So we'll see how it goes. The lighting's probably not going to get much better before then. I'm thinking maybe this weekend or next week, I'm going to have to go out and buy some real lights. I have to remember to buy some thumbtacks. Get rid of my hack tape job. This fucking tape goes all the way around my room because there's no molding in this room. And it gets cold as hell in here. So that's how I stay warm. Ghetto. All right. KMS Reloaded, episode 15, Hack Edition, is over and out.
No big deal. No hard feelings. Good luck. Fuck you.
It is not a micro penis.